Hey, you are interested in improving relationships, right? I'm sure that you can think of one right off the top of your head that is either challenging or you wish could be just a little bit better. And so I've been talking about a couple things that can add to the issues of relationships. So last week I talked about complaining. This week I'm talking about defending. And I want to offer things that you can put in the place of complaining or defending that actually are productive and help increase intimacy and connection and decrease the disconnection that causes when we do those two things. So last week we talked about complaining, and what we can put in its place is making requests. So it's more solution focused instead of like, let's just dwell on all the things that we think are wrong. So when we are trying to defend ourselves, what we're doing is we're putting all of our focus and attention on changing them. I want to change what you're thinking about me. I want to change what you're thinking about the situation so that you'll act differently. And so then I'll feel better about this whole thing, is really what we're doing. And, the running theme is always like, just stay in your own lane, stay in your own model. First of all, because it's impossible to make someone else think, feel, act in the way that we wish they would. And secondly, it's just we don't even have the power to do it anyway. So why frustrate ourselves? Let's just put our focus and our energy where we can really use it the best. And that's always in our own thoughts, our own feelings, our own actions, and our own results. So if someone is saying something to us and we are tempted to defend, something that we can put in its place is getting curious, asking questions. So that may look like someone saying, "You are so stubborn." Instead of saying, "I'm not stubborn, you're stubborn." Or maybe like, I'm trying to be selfish. I'm selfless. Like, I'm not being stubborn. That's where we're really tempted to go. So what it could look like if we were being curious and asking questions is, well, tell me more about that. Like, what am I doing that seems like it would be stubborn? Okay. Now, that's not a lead up to have a better argument. That's not the point of it. The point of it is just to try to increase your own understanding. The more information that you can get, the better decisions you can decide about how you want to show up. Maybe what they're talking about is something that you prefer to keep, and that's totally fine. But you get to keep it, not for the reason to try to change them, but for the reason of, this is just actually how I want to show up. This is what I feel good about. And then allowing that other person to be upset or to not be upset, whatever they get to choose to do. Okay, so when I talked about at this point in time, we have the option of making requests. Like, if we're not going to complain, we're not defending ourselves, we still have the option of making a request. It may sound something like, "Would you be willing to let me know when you're seeing that so I can understand it a little more? Would you like to let me know a way that might be easier to hear what I'm trying to say? Can you think of any ways that may make it a little more presentable to you, not so triggering? Um, will you please talk to me instead of yelling next time so that I don't have to do quite so much mind work to be okay with this and to have a conversation?" Like, those are some ways to make requests. The way we know the difference between a request and a demand is how we feel when we're making it. If we feel upset if they say no, that was not a request, it was a demand, and we're charging an emotional fee. That's what I want to talk to you about next week. But I'm just going to wrap it up, but I hope this helps you improve your relationships. There's always something you can do, whether or not the other person is on board. It's like ninja relationship management. And I'm all about ninjas. Did you think about that relationship? If there's one in there that you're like, "Jen, I'm going to need some backup on this. Help me out." I've totally got you. Just give me a call for a free consult, and let's talk about how coaching can help you completely revamp this relationship, even without them even knowing it.